Eyewitness News begins with breaking news.
A few minutes, the city of New Orleans announced it is investigating two apparent clusters of COVID-19 cases. They say one is related to a New Orleans high school graduation party, though they did not give any more details than that. The other involves a large gathering at a bar outside of Orleans Parish. No word on how many cases are involved, but they say both clusters appear to be affecting young people who live in Orleans Parish. Now, at the same time, the state health department is now confirming at least 100 cases involving multiple Tigerland bars in Baton Rouge. Though we're not certain those are the cases the city is referring to. The city and state continue to investigate and ask everyone, especially young people, to continue to take safety precautions. So two new COVID-19 clusters, these affecting young people.